Hello, juniors. This is Kit, and today we'll be talking about me and my relationship with Part-B. So, which was quite weird because starting में I thought कि oh no bro, Part-B कितना गंदा है मेरा, and then later एक महीने बाद आया कि bro Part-B ही savior है अपना, like switch off switch on काफी हुआ. So we are here. I'll be showing you a lot of my work I did during that time, and also talk about my own schedule for the day. The schedule that I'm mentioning right now is the one जो मेरा last के 1.5 महीने में create हुआ था. उससे पहले it was more or less like कि I was just रैम्बलिंग इधर उधर क्या करना है कैसे करना है इससे पूछूं क्या करूं भाई कौन सी वीडियो देखनी लाइन प्रैक्टिस करूं ह्यूमंस करूं ऑब्जेक्ट्स करूं कौन कितने क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करूं कहां से रिव्यू लेना और करके लेटर ऑन आई थिंक नवंबर की स्टार्टिंग में फर्स्ट वीक में आई प्रॉपर्ली लाइक हैड अ स्केड्यूल कि हाँ अभी दिन पे उठ के वी हैव टू स्टार्ट विद लाइन प्रैक्टिस वन रॉन्ग थिंग आई डिडंट लाइन प्रैक्टिस वाज कि आई थॉट इट इज अ माइंडलेस थिंग तो तुम्हें मतलब म्यूजिक चलाओ 1 घंटा करो हो जाएगा एंड आई विश की आई डिडंट डू दैट बिकॉज उससे ज्यादा जल्दी लाइन इंप्रूव हो जाती आई हैड दैट लेजर ऑफ टाइम बिकॉज ड्रॉपर एंड माई फैमिली वॉज लाइक कि तू कुछ मत कर तू बैठ के पढ़ ले तो डे का स्टार्ट करना होता था तो मैं गाने चला के लाइक 10-15 शीट्स करनी होती थी ऑल्सो वन मोर टिप गाइज फालतू में नोटबुक्स मत लेना for line practice and फालतू की practice में in these such notebooks I only attempted question for your extra practice like anatomy objects lines and all such like use those A4 वाला copy or sheet paper line practice के लिए some people even recommend like big वाला newspaper too so whatever works for you like इनमें just attempt your questions I'd say right so start with that line practice is really important because see if you have never done line practice please believe me एक बार आधे घंटे तुम करके देखो and then attempt a question or try to do some work you'll see the difference you'll literally see the difference and it will only take like what 30 minutes to actually see how much of difference it would make right so first we did line practice and उसके बाद I used to move to object drawing or humans so humans I used to do for like most of it in 2 to 3 ways so there's this really awesome website called Line of Action in which you can put a timer up and a reference of a human would pop out and you'll draw in that particular time and then another reference would come so in that I used to do like half hour करके sometimes that for half hour I'll just draw each human in like 30 seconds or like a minute or so you'll get the hang of their gesture ki what their posture is like you obviously will not give details in that less amount of time right then for this is the first 30 minutes and the next 30 minutes you can give more like 5 minutes and one human so you'll give more details so that this will be about like more foreground to middle ground characters and the previous one would be middle ground to background wala characters both of them help you in their own ways with proportions with gestures with expressions with emotions and all such so yes this was for humans and for objects I used to do like similarly so initially I started with objects like for example topic today is kitchen so all the kitchenware items you'll do tomorrow you'll do maybe something like bathroom the next day you'll do plumbing items next day hospital items or such later on I moved to this idea of sets which my really good dear friend Anvi introduced me to which was ki you draw the same thing multiple times from different point of views for example this is a bottle so if I told you guys to draw a bottle so because I showed you this bottle so maybe you'll draw this bottle maybe you'll draw something like those stereotypical water bottles like that you buy for $20 or something right or it will be something 3 or 4 variations to it but in sets what you do is you go on like Pinterest or Google or something and you search up how to draw a bottle or type of bottle there like 2 dozen of them will show up and then you doodle or like draw all of them in that एक तो बहुत mental capacity you are not giving right just drawing it's just doodling is silly sketching only but what is happening is your mental ability or like basically visual library is increasing a lot so what this will help in whatever composition is coming a bottle can be integrated to it can be a part of the story like either way right even this year the railway station wala question that came that question maybe a child like a family people there right so maybe a child was wearing their school wala water bottle so if you want to draw that you can you'll draw this strap उनके गले पे you'll draw some छोटू सा cartoon with a zipper से निकल रहा है and some cute detail maybe a carabiner नीचे या फिर something maybe labubu something I don't know so that can be such a cute detail to the story of the part that will give you more storytelling that it's a child and why it's childlike or if you want to draw another water bottle so it can be the thermos kind of thingy that your mother would be like you know इसको लेके जाना है उसमें पानी ठंडा या गर्म रहेगा whatever the season is and maybe your father is like कि उन्होंने अभी पानी की 2 बॉटल just स्टेशन से खरीदी है because in train you will need it will be a part of the storytelling not saying कि water bottle will be important to everything but because now you know how to draw so many of them you can that's what sets are later on so this is not in like any chronology like first you start with line practice later on you can do all this आगे पीछे को. Because this object वाला thing I used to do with two of my friends Prashant and Caster रात के 2 बजे, because sleep schedule was effed at that time. Do not recommend it at all. My parents again, they were like कि तू जब सोना है तू कर, तू just do it. So I had that freedom, लेट उठने का and देर तक पढ़ने का. Other thing that I used to do is at least 2 to 3 questions I used to attempt every single day. I tried to. Okay, I'm a human, I made mistakes, I used to get burned out too, but I try to, and that is really helpful because you can see every day ki how much you're improving in whatever sense, your outdoors compositions, your indoors, your products, your design aptitude questions, and how much you are improving on time. You need to see that because that is really important and something people do forget. You can make awesome compositions, you can make wonderful creative like works that 100% would get 50 out of 50, but if it is not done in time, there's literally no point to it. Nobody would care that you like what a Picasso or Leonardo da Vinci or something. Nobody would care if you can't do it on time, because the test or the exam is about what code you can put out in that time. And I learned it thoda sa late or December mein. So that's what I'm saying. I tried to do 3 questions like every day, but I failed. So later on December mein, when I actually realized that damn dude, I need to do both of these questions, I was happy ki oh, I can do composition 30-35 minutes, I can do product in 30-35 minutes. That's good-ish enough. It's not, because in exam anything might happen. Whatever you did you didn't like, so you might just want to redo it, or in exam you are just so stressed out or like bummed out by part A that it was so exhausting, your speed decreases. What will you do in exam? So your goal should be that you're able to do both of these questions at least in 25 to 30 minutes in December or before December. So in December you can just focus on revision and being on that time with that much of skills. So what 3 questions for UC specifically I'm talking, because that was my particular goal, right? The first was composition every single day. I loved doing composition. Second was a product design. I thought product design was my main thing though. Like I actually thought I'll get more marks, but you know what, I'll talk about my attempt at the end. And third was a design aptitude question, which was basically an NID related question, and this was important because in UCEED also the second question is not said ki it would be about product design. They say it will be design aptitude. For the past 2 years it has been product design, luckily for me, but it might just not be. So how do you cover a syllabus for that? Everything that NID asks in their test portion in their exam is design aptitude. So that's why you attempt this wala question too. Sometimes it was a composition and a design aptitude question, sometimes it is a composition or a product design question. Obviously we'll be going through this particular sketchbook that I have on me. One of my favorite sketches are here too. For you it will be showing on the screen. This is a raincoat. This is one of the only questions that I attempted vertically, and right now I can see a lot of mistakes in this. At the time I couldn't. Honestly I like it thoda sa, but I wish I had given more visuals of just the quote itself without the person. Usually it's the opposite. You want to like give more human interaction in your product design, but I think in this there was no standalone for the raincoat, right? Yeah, also I think this is where I also did a lot of animal anatomy, and animal, by animal I only mean cats and dogs because they're pooky as fuck. I wish that will definitely be cut out from last because obviously, but yeah. And ideal attempts, see, I did them. I was not good at it, but I did them. Over this, then there was this, I think this was for some fishermen, and like they'll be keeping their fish and all. I think I like this attempt, but this is very text heavy, and for someone who has a really poor handwriting, in the time when they're writing cannot see like the spellings of stuff, like who heavily rely on autocorrect save them, this is a very poor idea. I'm pretty sure if you zoom in or like just take like 30 seconds, you'll find so many mistakes in this. So I will not be disappointing my English teacher any longer, and we'll move forward. If you guys want sort of like a sketchbook tour or like whatever I did actually like drew and all that, like please let me know, so you'll get that. But yeah, this is sort of like sets wala stuff, and this is one of my favorite. I'm pretty sure it's maybe, I think must have done some mistake. It was about a water bottle which has something solar related in it. I think some older people, I forgot the question, but I did isme exploded view, and I was able to do in time, which I think 30-35 minutes also in this I took. But yeah, I think I'm happy with this attempt. It's maybe the wrong part is key, there's no other than the main view, the visual, there's no visual hierarchy going from key, oh second this is, third this is, or fourth this is. They're all the similar sizes, so that's where you can improve. This kitchen wala scene, I shaded it afterwards, and I'm so glad I shaded it afterwards because shading made it worse. But there's also a lot of empty spaces, like the door is taking way too much space, and so is the ground, so there's nothing much going on. So I could have changed the angle a bit and shown the top view more. So but yeah, I like the cat cute. I've not been able to show it अच्छे से, all the storytelling of it, but if you see ध्यान से, there'll be a lot of, because I try to recreate my own room in this, you'll find a lot of छोटे details like those clippers hanging on to those blankies, and like the pillows and all the small stuff, like the notes that have been stuck because those are from my room. So yeah, in this product design of school bag, I tried a new layout. I think yeah, one more thing guys, try new layouts, prepare entire layouts already because you won't have time in exam at all. This was 50-30-20 ratio wala layout thingy. Didn't like it much. I need more visuals in my stuff. Also, you can, for human references, draw your friends, dude. Must have a lot of pictures of them, or like just ask them, your friends or your family, for pictures and posing and all that, and just draw them. That's it, because you'll actually want to draw them. There'll be story behind that too. So this boxer wala is like, I again forgot the question what it was, but I think something sustainable rated it was to like minimal waste and everything just being in it. I like how clean it is. Honestly, decent. Could have added more stuff. Decent in the sense that presentation it's fine, but not much is in it. This scene I do like. I think it was some puja ka stuff. This family supposed to prepare. One of the only things I hate is the grandma ka head yahan pe. That head is way too big, dude, for some reason. Another thing someone pointed out initially was that the flowers on the table in the foreground are way too detailed and not that important, and that makes sense. So I had to change something. That would be it. This last one I'll take is this one. This was a shoe wala question. I tried and exploded with this too. Honestly, I was not aware of anatomy of shoes while attempting this question. So in this, what do you learn from such questions where if they're talking about like maybe a shoe, maybe something complicated, maybe a headphone, for example? They will not. That's way too complicated. But like, what if? So in those questions, what you do is later on, after you attempted the question or the mock, you go back and search about them. That's how you learn. This was like before learning the anatomy of a shoe. So I know there was insoles there are outsoles there. This is the top wala part. So I just drew all three of them and sort of make work with it. In this, the wrong thing is there could have been multiple views. There's just one view. Exploded view I think I used to do only because it looks awesome, first of all, and it takes up so much space in general that you don't have to create so many views. But then again, this is the sets wala part I was talking about, drawing so many bows and presents and all such. I'm pooky like that. So that was it about my use part B and what I used to do in a day and sort of my toxic relationship about it. If you want to see more of this, or if you want like a sketchbook, proper sketchbook too, like I have 2-3 of them and like hundreds and hundreds of those A4 copy paper sheets. If you want to see those, let me know and I'll see you in the next one.